Everyone will be starting in a moment. I am just getting everything set up, so please bear with me. Okay, close that. This. Connection seems good. Voice is being picked up. I think we're good to go. So, hi everyone. Welcome to another stream. And the first one for this week. Today, we are replacing Ixion with a new game because we finished that. We are playing Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. I was informed that it was on offer. I managed to snag it just before the sale was over, so I managed to get it, and we're going to be playing it today. I am looking forward to it because from what I hear, it's pretty good, and a lot of people seem to like it. A few people don't, but we shall see if we are going to be one of the people that like it. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see where it goes, what it is. I know it's slightly different to the normal Phoenix Wright games, because the Phoenix Wright games are more like I hate to say a visual novel, but you have pictures of the area and then you click where you want to go and then that's it. This one more has like you can walk around and talk to people kind of situation, which is cool. I'm looking forward to that. And we're going to see what happens. I have seen parts of it before. I don't remember a majority of it. The only parts I do remember is the first maybe part of the mission for this. But I still don't remember anything, but we shall see what happens and get into it. Hey, Refatron, welcome. You think I'll like this one? Really? Cool. Especially the second is considered one of the best. Ah, okay. Well, we'll be getting our way through it. I think that's everything. I want to get straight into it, so let's just get straight to the game and get down to business. If I remember correctly, this game is supposed to be set just during or just after the second Phoenix Wright game. But don't quote me on that. I know it's supposed to be when he returns to being a lawyer for Edgeworth, so playing as him. But beyond that, I don't know much else. This is cool. Yeah, let's make it that. What is wait time? Just how long the game waits in autoplay. Ah, okay. Enable speed through unread text. I should probably switch over to controller. Oh, that's much faster. For some reason, using the keyboard and mouse, there's a bit of delay between when I do press something. This takes place between Bridge to Turnabout and Phoenix getting disbarred. Okay. So yeah, like I said. Is it better with arranged or original? I assume arranged means that it's more orchestral and the other one's more, you know, sticking to the DS sort of... I hate to say bit-style audio, but... You know, where they use sound bites for music and stuff. It's got HT and classic. Look at the little guy. This looks really smooth. I'm probably going to use this. That's all fine. That is okay. Arrange is better in your opinion? Okay. Licenses. Why is this in options? These shouldn't be in options. Alright. Let's get to it. Title selection. New game. Turnabout visitor. Start from this episode. Yes. I'm going to have to remember all the voices I've been doing for characters now. I could probably move my mic a bit further away. Here we go. Turnabout Visitor, Episode 1. March 14th, 1:16 a.m. Question marks? to make sure the defendant is found guilty. What other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. I don't know who these are at the moment, so that may be true, but why? That's why I'm not giving them any voice. Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear, but enough. But a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. He's got a gun! Hope you've forgotten Francisca. No, that's the one character I'll remember. It's you! I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. I don't even know who you are! March 14th, 2:05 a.m. Prosecutor's Building. 12th floor. Hallway. Look at him. Oh man, I have to remember Edgeworth. I know I did him as a posh guy, but I can't remember exact things. Because the last game we played was not even set during this time. Oh man. I mean, it's in his voice, so I don't really need to say it. So it's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. The door is unlocked. Just as out of order as Dual Destinies. Detective Gumshoe. What's that smell? It's very familiar. Blood? I'm like trying so hard to remember how I did his voice. Oh no. Is there a dead guy? I can barely see him. What the? What's the meaning of this? Freeze. This is actually case 3? Really? Identify yourself. Shut up. Huh. You got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. You shoot the picture. Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. Okay. You're just gonna leave? Who forgot to pick up their bodies? Yeah, it's just like, I don't know what to do with all these bodies. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. So impatient. 2:56 a.m. Room 1202. I've finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. His little dabbing. Oh god, I have to remember Gumshoe's voice as well. It's been so long, Gumshoe, I missed you. Gumshoe left a meth that's a salary cut. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran out here straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe, who's the detective with the local precinct, and the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking for a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine, however. Look what they did to your office. It's totally trashed. I'll say, the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Whoa, sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. Lily ran, he had no car. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. That's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads of information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Is it really coincident that the murder took my place in my office? Whee! I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. I got new buttons and everything. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, we can't really say it's a coincidence, can you? No, not really, especially because of this. The key to your office? This office door has a lock built into it. Aren't most doors filled with locks? What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it becomes clear to you. Logic? By finding the connection between the two pieces of information and connecting them, and new information is born. Why does he look really evil in this one shot? Evil Edgeworth. That is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? What is this logic you speak of? It sounds foreign to me. First, I recall the information we've gathered with left bumper, and then I connect them together with Y. You press what and what, sir? Oh, proof of my profession, however, I keep it in my pocket. Ooh. The victim in this case, why was he killed in my office? He's got a little round face. Gumshoe, homicide detective local precinct, is in charge of the initial investigation. Now to use left bumper and recall the facts. Is it really coincidence that murder took place in my office? And the key. Ooh, why does this sound weird? It's like they're using the default sound for the 3DS, but they're putting it through normal speakers. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks, which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? Woo. You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, or piecing, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir! Begin investigation. The basis of any good information is to examine everything, sir. I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply use A when I'm next to it. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use Y, okay? I'll give you some great precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Immediately, now! You called, sir? Notice anything? Is there anything you'd noticed that you'd like to share, Detective Gumshoe? Just that I rushed over here as soon as I heard there was a murder in your office, sir. The investigation's just getting started, so I guess there's not much else to say. So, were you the one that found the body, Mr. Edgeworth? Unfortunately, upon my return, I found my office door to be unlocked. And what awaited me inside was this whole messy affair. Don't expect me to use the official names for the second game. I'm sure? Ouch, that's rough. Even though I left the security of this room to a certain detective. Sorry, sir. I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe. Of course, sir. Examine anything and everything with A. It's because he's not saying pal, I can't find his right words. So I might throw pals in every now and then. By checking the various things, we can cover all sorts of evidence information, pal. You can see the evidence we collected with right bumper. For for information and leads its left bumper. That's it. Great job, sir. Detective Reasonable is the way to go. Or deductive. It's called Detective Reasoning, Detective. Clearly something you lack. Has he seen your badge? Does he know that you're a lawyer? I don't know. Maybe I should show him. Your prosecutor's badge is really tiny compared to my police badge. It's also very pointy. Oh, but it's really cool, sir. Much, much cooler than my badge could ever be. Second game wasn't localized for years, so for years we've used fan names that were better than the official. There's no need to suck up to me, detective. Oh, he's so sad. Can I present you with your own IDs? Whee! I get floor room. I get to move around everywhere. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know. I was issued the exact same model. I think. Detective. I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're... Oh, it's gumshoe. I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. What do you mean you don't like guns? You like giving kids guns? I don't use mine much, except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives. Hello? I'm pointing right into your face. Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about a contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more. It's my chair. I hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on this sofa. That thing looks like a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir? Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm working hard and be a real trooper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think he can afford to take any time off. You keep deducting his pay, it's not his fault. I see it there for a split second, but I don't know if it's just this or something else. Oh, she even knocked over your chess set. Had it all set up ready for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try. In that case, I suppose I can set up some time after we've solved this case. I imagine him just leaning in when speaking. Although I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. Can I not look at the body? Why is it being weird here? They've finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Wallet. What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these before. It's a police badge, detective. Oh, it's a police badge, detective. Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coinkydink. Hope you like chess because you never shut up about it. Oh, that's great. Let's take a look inside. Buddy Faith. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Can I have a look around some more first? We finished looking around. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. It looks like the bullet passed through, clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep, and until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Was found around 2:05 a.m. Went through the abdominal. Are you going to be okay keeping track of all the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find either in my or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to press right bumper to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's kind of funny, because when you're playing as Edgeworth, he just goes like, oh yeah, I've got it here, this is in my thing, I know how to do this. When you play as Phoenix Wright, he just seems to forget everything every time. He's like, everyone else has to tell him, oh yeah, don't forget to look into your information segment where you have all your evidence and stuff. He's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. My books. Your files are over the floor, sir. They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. Struggle between the victim and killer. Oh, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, just surrendered all the time and effort I put into it pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Oh, well, I water the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. Hey, Matt the Shirt, welcome. For about half a day every Saturday, I come in and clean this place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? I almost didn't see this. I don't believe it. I packed those files on the shelves so tight that not even an earthquake could make them fall. But just look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem, to be sure. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back on the shelf. You're not going to notice this? It looks like it's upside down, and it looks like it says gun or something? Alright, let's get out of that for now. Can I not? All over the floor, so they probably fell during the struggle between the victim and this killer. Oh, okay, so it's... Okay, so we can look at them at the same time as we look at the actual the zoom-in pictures. Okay. Okay, same discussion as before. Why can't I skip this? Watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir. The killer is going to pay. This tea set... Yikes, you're really mad over this. This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be brought in England. Hey, England mention! It cost me more than your whole month's paycheck. What? Now I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks. It's been a while since I've sat at this desk. Oh, how I've missed you. It's so tidy that it looks newer than when I first bought it. Do I have skipping turned on? I don't have skipping turned on because I thought it meant if I wanted it to, speed through all of the text. This. So I thought that there was a button that would skip through unread text. I'll put it on for now just to see. This thing's so polished that it makes mirrors jealous. Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time I was away, Detective. My job is to protect your office, sir. And you did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred in it. It's harsh, sir. I have to admit the desk has never looked better, so I guess I can't dock his pay. I'm gonna check to see if it does it now. Okay, yeah, so now I can sort of skip it now. Okay, good to know. But I can't skip it when it's doing an animation. Why do we have this right in the middle of our... Oh, it's your trophy. The Knight of Prosecutors, right? King of Prosecutors, and it's not a trophy, it's a shield. They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right? Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As to my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself. That's so slick, sir. I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime. Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Ouch. Well, it's a good thing my steel samurai doll was spared any harm. Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. Wrong character. What is it about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself, but the hero of the Steel Samurai warrior of Neo Old Tokyo is the Steel Samurai. And his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Old Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai, along with the deluge of motion dice and even a new stage show gives it presence. Doesn't know anything, knows exactly the amount of stuff that's out there. You, sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of rabid fanboy? Of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. And that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to the investigation. Flowers. Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers? The ones that come with a card attached every month like clockwork for you? Yep. Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this time, sir. All will be resolved. Wendy. Oh, Miss Irony. How painful are thy horns. Wendy. Isn't that the name of that old lady with the whiny voice that stalks? That's enough, detective. You need not remind me further. I was not expecting a Wendy Oldbag mentioned. How is it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence, for fingerprint lifting is a delicate art. Well, I never. Okay, fine. I guess I'll combine information. Is it his gun? Please be right. The chain smoker. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? If only it was Emma? Oh, for the fingerprinting, right, yeah. I think at this point, isn't she still in school? Or at least college. Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What do we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir, this guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Here's the murder weapon. It was issued to the victim. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. Oh, 3D model! As I always say, you gotta look really carefully at each piece of evidence. Got a horse on it? You can use the right stick to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Left and right bumper to zoom in and get out a nifty gritty. Horse. To think that it's so easy to take a life with just the pull of a trigger. Emma would likely be 18 at this point and likely studying Europe, yeah. Wait, that must mean that she might see Franziska. You know, I don't see myself really liking guns. Oh, but I do love the ones they use to track and field meets at start races. You take off before it's fired, everybody always ends up following your lead. To chase you down for a false start, detective. I imagine it's Gunshot physically turning it for Edgeworth. Yeah. It's Gumshoe just like, have a look at this, sir. Look at it in my hand. Now that you mention it, even when I finish first, I always wind up in the last place. They even modeled how the barrel comes out? That's cool. Looks like the only one round was fired from this. Well, the killer killed the Vic with his one shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. I guess that's all we're going to find out. We best should send the body to Jim! Who's Jim? Why oh why could this have happened to a guy like you? Are you alright? Don't touch me, motherfucker. Leave me alone. Why am I making him sound like he's the Beatles? I was trying to make him sound like like Tommy Wiseau, but I ended up making him sound like someone from the Beatles. Just let me be. Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh. Look at him. Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. I don't know why I'm giving him this voice. I'm just going with the flow. I need to get like a proper idea of his character before I give him something proper. Sure, just in a cold, blood-stained suit, pal. Where are my manners? Give him that voice. Aren't you that prosecutor? Yes, I am. I'm Jack Portsman, prosecutor. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I'm also a prosecutor. Detective Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth? I guess this is your office? Yes, that is correct. It's great. Then it was you. You're the one who killed Jim. Hey, don't go jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. So it was you then? You're Jim's killer. Jock sportsman. No way, pal, you got it all wrong. Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct. If you are a real prosecutor, you should know how to stay collected. The investigation has only begun. It isn't too early to be drawing conclusions. Alright, I get the point. Alright, my mistake. I'll tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You're sure our one customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth? This voice! Oh my god. I don't even think I could pull this off. I've heard other rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know. Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then. It's your room after all. Thank you, I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there? Sir! I want you to capture the scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. I should probably give them some space. Is he really just like posing for shots? Mr. Portsman, a word if I may. Jim, I swear I'll find your killer and bring them to justice. You wait and see. It'll be for the both of us. And now then, you wanted to talk to me about something? No, that's alright. I feel like I'm enjoying that conversation. How is it coming along? Please, I need absolute science. This picture is too important to mess up. I'll leave the man to his art. If I return to the guy and he ends up having lost something, then, you know, I know who to blame. Oh, Jimmy Jim. Hope we can solve this case. No, this is not. I wanted to click on the picture. Your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. The killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot the ultra-special jacket that you made for prosecutor debut in? That's a big word I had trouble saying. What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked over, detective. Not when there's something more here. Huh? Like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Really? Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. My boyfriend. But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. Super special awesome jacket. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. I didn't even get a chance to move. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press Y. We can't say his name. Yes, for legal reasons. And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. Was it only fired once? Well, that's new. He didn't say objection, he went, Eureka! This bullet hole is the contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary, my dear. I default to saying that. 2 shots were fired in this room. In according my way to an old art book by Anytime Edgeworth and or the Von Karma won a case, they'd go to a karaoke and sing My Way. Wow. I mean, if that is canon, that's funny. The first felled the victim. And the second felled this frame. Hey, that's right. However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? It's a secret safe. Bro thinks he's Herlock. Yeah. I'm probably going to do a lot of that because that was the last one we played. A secret safe? Oh, I smell money. I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly remove the frame out of the way. Roger that. I'm coughing instead of sneezing because I don't know how to sneeze, I guess. Talk about Dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea this was safe here. I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea. It looks like it had been recently wiped or something. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. Didn't Herlock write My Way in this universe? He was singing it on the Buria. I think he might have been. Maybe. So what's the size, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. That's it. Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. I never knew there was a safe hidden back here. Well, if a detective knew about them, then they wouldn't be secret now, would they? Are there any other secret hiding things in this room? Even if there were, it would defeat the purpose of them being hidden if I told you. So don't bother looking for them. So, there's no, hidden camera around, right? And what if there was? No, it's nothing. Forgot I said anything. I mean, we could use it to look to see if anyone did come in here. I don't even want to ask what he's been doing in my office while I've been away. I'm just imagining now, because of that, Detective Gumshoe wearing the jacket. Wearing Edward's jacket is I am Edgeworth. Or drinking his tea set or something. Now, this is odd. You found something, sir. This keypad. Don't you find it a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. I couldn't find any, let alone lift a single print. Looks like it's been wiped down well. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Only they know of them. Prints were wiped. As I thought, it appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with information we have. Okay. Ka-chunk. I believe I figured out what the murderer was after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. But if it's empty, what would they be trying to steal? I wonder if knowing that motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. Pointing to a struggle between the victim and the killer. The culprit tried to open my safe. Was the killer's motive theft? Other than the victim's gun that I found, could there be another gun in play here? Is this why everybody is stupid in this universe? Logic being a superpower? I mean, yes. I'm gonna just go with this. Maybe they hid the gun in here. Nah. The pieces don't fit together quite right. I guess these two fit then. There's a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir, I'm going to shelf files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones have to die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And? So what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. Oh, you got it? Here, let me help. The first of many times getting screwed by the logic system. So this file goes here, that book goes there. You sure know a lot about here where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal, okay? Done! It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. The bloodstain on the bookshelves are still fresh. I suspected the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. And then the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out. You're a detective! You've seen worse! What are you talking about? Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. But you know I'm not good with blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. Probably where the bullet hole is, because that's way too low. I'm assuming that this is supposed to be up here, because it's supposed to go 0, and then 1, 2, blah, blah, blah. So this is where the bullet lodged it after it went in through the victim, huh? For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. And then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. It appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. Oh, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants has blood on it. And that would be the logical conclusion. I put them all back just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing. Although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. The victim's handprints. He must have tried to support himself with his hands after being shot. There are prints on the floor too. This must have been made when, unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor. The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf. Blood on his guest plants proves that pretty well. In a sense, I suppose. See, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Eureka! There is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against the shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. That means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption, and it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet's hole? Position. The order of the files. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Greggy was at oldest 40. Hey, actually I think the labels in the files are wrong, sir. Oh? Yeah, you see here how the files that were shot being up with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. But the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. You think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to see how it was before it was moved? And they're finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith. And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. That's Gumshoe. Put that in Gumshoe's voice. Exactly, and then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through the files one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime scene. But why? Now the crime scene is as if it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. There must be some reason as to why the victim's body was moved. But there is no time to ponder that now. Let us continue our investigation, detective. Roger that, sir. I'm raring to go. These handprints belong to the victim, right? They make sense with the body's position. Yes, he must have left when he was trying to support himself after he was shot. That's Edgeworth still. However, the final position of the body shows that it was moved. I need to go over this crime scene with a fine-tooth comb. One more time. This is... Oh, okay, it's going to say Gumshoe, isn't it? What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe on there in blood? I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. No, wait, there's got to be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer was really after? Stolen files jotted down into my organizer. Investigation complete. Woo, 4 point. It looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. We can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you're going to accuse my Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit... My Detective Gumshoe, he's mine! It was OJ. I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it? I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do? What I always do in court, I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Might as well. Alright, first I listen to the witness's testimony. Phoenix left him, he's rebounded the gumshoe. Yeah. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer with right bumper and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply use Y, but that's old news. Okay. But it's not like there's going to be a flaw in their testimony every time, right? Correct, and at those times I need to press the witness with left bumper. Sometimes by pressing I can draw out new information, or new or modified testimony. I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations too. Very well, I will even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. I'm going to cross-examine you so hard, Mr. Beatles man. Mr. Portman's logic. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. And furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like he had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you'll be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message was points to his killer. I can hear Jim's voice. He's calling out for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There is no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. He's too dumb to shoot someone. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Rebuttal. Ooh, slice. Detective Gumshoe stole a gun from him and you shot him dead.
Hold it!
You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim, when clearly his name is Buddy Faith? Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jackson Jims. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? But Jim is even closer to the guy's real name. Well, Jack and Buddy sounds different. Sounds off on somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet.
Hold it!
You really think it was necessary to dishevel my shells twice to do that? That's true. Okay, maybe this was the real intent was theft. Hey, are you accusing of me stealing something from Meister Edgeworth? It is a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that your life is getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. Oh, okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but... Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you're paired with, huh? And what with the motive, no?
Hold it!
And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way? He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway... The fact they're making him sound like a beetle. I can't get over it. Oh, we're going to go make some band practice? I'm going to make some more music with the lads.
Hold it!
I don't even watch the Beatles. I didn't even see it, listen to many of their music. Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering up quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. Just by judging by what I've seen, it doesn't make too much of your detective to miss something. What do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot of persons who can understand about another from a first impressions alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective is to be the culprit. He can't even recognize their music. Nobody could overlook the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. I couldn't ask for a better setup. For the game-finishing spike. What's the next one? New headcanon. He's doing that voice to pick up women. Yeah, maybe.
Hold it!
Are you saying that those letters were intended for you? Yep. Jim was outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner. It looks like Mr. Portsman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is pretty sound? Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even a good detective can spot it. And now to clue Mr. Portsman in by presenting him with some evidence. Now, do I present it here or do I present it here? Imagine it goes away in a breakdown. Yeah, maybe. Because they are upside down. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portman, there's a serious flaw in your logic. Yeah, bringing it up into the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible! What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters found on the spine.
Objection!
It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters on the detectives' names where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean, the S is gone, so there's only half an H. If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. I'm going to do like this. Gasp! Which means, what does that make the dying message? It makes it work if a criminal... it makes it the work of a criminal who intends on tampering with the crime scene. Clearly, thy victim was doing a handstand. That's so low. I can't believe the victim would try to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman. Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Meh, you win some, you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up. However... What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Hear me for a second. Who has this key to the office? That would be me. But Mr. Edgeworth just proves that I'm innocent, pal. Why do you put it on just to take it off? That's absolutely right. I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? What is he doing? Well, I was thinking, did you know that there is one other person with a key to this office? One other person? Hey, you there? Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch that escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady? The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? You say security? No, stop it, pal, don't! What's wrong with him all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird to be a member of security. Okay. I guess we're bringing her back. What is this, the third time she's come back? Not that I'm complaining. I've missed her. She was nice. Feathers and the blue bat mascot. Okay. Detective Gumshoe, sir. I forgot her name. Or how I did her voice. Maggie, his girlfriend! Maggie. Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? If you're not guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. Maggie, think of the weenies. How dare you? I'd never stick you to someone's room. That's right, I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right, I did it. Let me take that as a confession, Detective. Always great to see Maggie in a case. Yeah. I hope she comes back in like a future game. Like maybe she makes detective or something. That'd be cool. Well, it wasn't me. It wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was me, you would have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need to be for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. The girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. Here we go again. Reason for suspicion. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your office using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Why is he wearing a scientist lab coat? It's just weird. I would have thought he would have worn something more celebratory for like winning a gold medal or something. So you're saying she used the master key. If they get together, does their bad luck multiply? It becomes so bad that it becomes good luck. I think every AA fan is on board with the Maggie Gumshoe ship. I mean, it's canon to me. It's real to me. It's going to open every office door. It's used to controls by security staff. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about the reflexes. And reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. Some medalists get a coat. Yeah, I just don't expect it to be a white lab coat. I wonder if there's anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get to Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. Like Ryu Sato.
Hold it!
Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Phoenix has to happen somehow. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Then I just say it'd be a waste of time. We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 AM, sir. What do you mean by missing? As in it wasn't anywhere near the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Portsman, I believe this has to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. She said like 2 sentences. How is that words? Like persuasive in any way. She's like, yeah, it wasn't there. I'm not lying, sir.
Objection!
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Huh, a likely story. So then where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. Didn't you lose your glasses before, or was that someone else? I think that was someone else, actually. Oh, no, it was the other guy. Yeah, it was the guy that's trying to frame you. Oh, thanks for the follow, Belly. 517. I forgot about that. Oh, man. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me, you don't want to test just how bad our luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But... You still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. A motive? Did we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves, at least tried to the safe. It is Mr. Portman says, Detective. How do you know that? I didn't say anything, though, about that. Like, how would you know that the safe was that tried to be opened? I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Is it?
Hold it!
I concur the culprit's motives appear to have been thievery, however. Glad to hear that your great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me. However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe... Hey, a good thinking. Ask for my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence?
Hold it!
I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It was just a theory, one hypothesis among the many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, why didn't you mention her first? Now, don't make that face. See? There goes the truth running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if you can catch up to it. I don't think you're catching my drift. But we are in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you'll understand when I say that since she's the one who could have opened the office door.
Hold it!
But don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than the master key? I gotta sneeze. Bless me. Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else. I'll have you know I am never made a spare. So what you are insinuating, or what are you insinuating? Nothing? Guess I should have never known better than to suggest that someone like you would.
Hold it!
Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. Really? I never knew I was so talked about, sir. Thank you, Rafshan. We're holding our collective breath, you know. For when you screw up so badly that you literally chased off the force. Wait, what? Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course not. That's hogwash. Ew, don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack. Oh man, that would be sad if, like, because he doesn't show up in the other games is because he got kicked off the force. Man. Now I'm depressed.
Hold it!
By dying message, do you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe? I figured whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence. I would love to. But first we should listen a bit more and digest what he's saying. And press him for more information. We did.
Objection!
To be fair, my headcanon was starvation. Ah, well. Edgeworth seems to be able to survive on eating anything, so... Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of our cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning in everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Yeah, even I didn't know about the safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Well, Edgeworth is rich, so why would that matter? I mean, yeah, true. Who cares about Gumshoe? Edgeworth is rich. Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses, why? What made you... What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him I filled him in on the secret safes. That means... Yeah, I know. I'd only just told him too. Obviously it was wrong for me to tell him. I still can't believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. But you're still accusing Maddie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she stumbled upon Jim, but probably drawn out his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to his office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? Why does he look weirdly blurry here? The rest of the artwork is all like precise and straight lines, but he looks like a blurry mess. It was Jim who stole the master key. On to Jim number 4. Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you absolutely honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. But I'm the one assigned to this case. You're all suspects to varying degrees, and therefore ineligible to run the show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. Probably have multiple versions of that image with different characters. Yeah, maybe. But sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his request. For now. Haha. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Oh, excuse me. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again. If that's a formal request for the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear? To be continued already? This is supposed to be the first case. It's already broken up. Save. Alright. That was an hour. An hour to do the first part of this. This game is going to be long. Oh, look at her. She's so cute. She's really cute in this style. I like it. March 14th, 4:18. What's with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. You're about 2/3 in. Oh, great. I'm going to find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. You've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then, what now? Looks like my life's falling into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking at anyway. Eh? Really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of the argument against Mrs. Bird is relegated to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Cries in case 5. I'm assuming case 5 is going to be long then. I was wondering if I may speak for you for a bit concerning the case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream. A dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. Her spinny eyes. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with why. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple times before when I had to go to Mr. Portman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portman, sir. That sounds like fun. Just once I'd have loved to play with him. It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was passing the ball, sir. Ungodly long. Oh, God. On second thought, I don't think I'd have it fitting all that well with him. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it you are an acquaintance of the detective. She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit. But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night. You got caught up in this hot whirlwind of a case, correct? Everything I go to check a case length, I go to a post complaining about the case. Don't worry. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Huh? Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. And now I even managed to be named a criminal just when I become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know! And just when I thought I'd finally found my happiness, I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird. Nor do you need to worry about yourself. What about Gumshoe? Who cares about Gumshoe? I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. Did you know I'm a prosecutor? That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? It proves that you're really a prosecutor. Interesting. Despite all appearances, you seem to know more than Gumshoe. With that badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try that on, just for a little bit? I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you? I guess not. On second thought, they're actually on the same level. At least she's not handing out guns to children. I'm just a low security guard, so I'm not sure what I should do with that other than guard it. Ugh, it's like talking to another Gumshoe. I'm just presenting everything. So, when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 AM, sir. And I noticed it was back around 2:30. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that's between those 2 times. It was not just gone, but stolen, sir. Why is such an important key stored in such an obscure place? It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say? Except for this time, correct? Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting on the window ledge. Or mirror, the ledge. She used the master key? Why? What do you mean by you used the master key? Oh, I just had to use it to open the door for the prosecutor who had forgotten his key. You think every case is broken into 3 main segments? Oh, okay. She's got a hat, which doesn't fit with her current outfit. Yeah, why is she wearing a police cap if she's just wearing like a normal casual outfit? Maybe they got her while she was getting ready for bed or something, or at home? I mean, it's my job to security guard, right? What is it? Oh, what is it? That's right, I just remembered the prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird. Quickly. It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir. And that's when you loaned him the master key to him? No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door to him personally, sir. Yeah, because she's wearing an actual outfit there. She also looks really cute. Why is she making that expression? What the hell? They made her really cute in this one. I guess because she doesn't show up much, they do it. When you save, it lists beginning, middle, and late, and then a sub-segment. Okay. It's cute. She gets a pass. Yeah. I see. And then? What happened after that? Well, he called for me to come close up to his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think. So in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. Talk about suspicious. I doubt you can say that you've never ever left your keys out at home, Detective. Why did I say doctor? I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portman's door. Whee! Sofa. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Suitcase? It's the missing 0 series file, sir. No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it as clear as day. There seems to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. That was Edgeworth, not Gumshoe. So what are these 0 files about, sir? I guess they got something worth stealing in them, sir? Not particularly. It's just a collection of court cases. However, the case within these files are not mine. Professor Edgeworth, Dr. Gumshoe. Huh? They belong to a high prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I charge with keeping them as they were. Then that means the thief must have wanted the file for a specific reason, right? It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. Talk about luxury waiting area, these babies are also great for napping, you know? You would sleep out here, detective, in a hallway? Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. That is always the end, same way. Me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful? Maybe I should give it a try sometime to envision myself winning, naturally. I run away, I go home, I don't want to do this anymore. Basketball? What is a basketball doing here? I'm Mr. Portman's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. And not a single one of these sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. Payne! Why is Payne here? Is everything alright? Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning and I'm actually 154 pounds. Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. A word of advice. Stay focused or you may start losing even more weight. Is he threatening to cut his salary? Was that a threat to say that if you don't do your job, I'm going to cut your salary? Just like Gumshoes? What is a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be out just outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why it moved indoors? Or was it moved? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it would fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it to himself. All the way up to the 12th floor. Pain. I'm gonna have to do his voice. It looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly post-haste. Sounds like a messy case you got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. How gracious. I'll keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. Did he just say that all the time? Room 1203. I take that this is Mr. Portsman's office. Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portsman actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. So why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like this birthday is December 2nd. Yep, that's got to be it. I can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3. But why are we even wasting time thinking about this? The door is locked tight. I bet old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. So I guess only a great cat burglar could get it. That must be who our culprit is. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from. It's Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop. Gumshoe, why did you become posh all of a sudden? I can't believe you put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office. But, you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to find your office since it's been here. How long have I had the same office, and yet you still managed to get lost? Why can I look at the door multiple times? A minimalist yet classy door made of top-quality wood. It's kind of majestic, too. Fits it really well with the ambience of the prosecutor's office. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he works behind one of these. Oh, no. Nonsense. A man who doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works? Only Gina could do it? Yeah. Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne? Oh, and I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. Oh, I can actually look at this. It's the master key to every office in the building. No writing? Just making sure there's nothing else. I think that's everything. Okay. Provo 2. These 4 numbers on the door plate alone proclaim this to be my office. Does Edgeworth assume Payne is a Windows cleaner on pun logic? Maybe. Whoops. Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir. They have been able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know. Although, the idea that they can be so easily removed is kind of... A minimalist yet classy door made of top-quality wood. It's sturdily made, making it near impossible to break in by force. It's also majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as this door. Only Gumshoe would praise a door as something greater than himself. Being a detective has its own rewards and a certain virtuous value, I think. If you live up to your full potential, that's a poignant trait that anyone can admire. I see. You're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I can do for everyone? Right. That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. I don't see signs of forced entry. And according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either, sir. Meaning the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. But made it very suspicious. So we've looked at everything, we talked to everyone. Maybe I can ask Bird something? Nope. (1 a.m. till 2:30). Wait. This doesn't make sense, because it says this key was used to unlock and lock Portman's office at 12 and then 1:30. But here it was said that the key was stolen by 1 till 2:30. Susato, Emma, Gina, Maria. Surprised he doesn't see it. I don't remember Maria. I'd have to remember. I have to look back on to see what that is. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal. I mean, sir. They really are dating. You said that you'd locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Wow, nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I'd totally forgotten all about that, but thanks to you I remember it now. You're right, it was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing. And? Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and I made it look like it was locking up, sir. So in actuality, you never did relock the door then? Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Oh. The key was stolen, but she could not lock it up. Maria was the creepy coroner child. Yes! Oh, yeah, there you go. Thank you for reminding me. Yes. Gory Scythe. Wait, you're saying Gina's better than Maria? Really? Isn't Gina from the Big Top case? Because I didn't like that case, and I didn't like her. If it's still unlocked, can I check it now? Or do I have to do more combinations? No. Wait, did I miss something here? I bet the thief's not under here. I guess there's enough space for anyone to hide under here anyway. Oh, that's Regina. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, because Regina, you can shorten Regina down to Gina. So, okay. Yes, Gina Lestrade. Okay, yeah. Then in that case, then yeah, I agree. She's great. I guess there isn't enough space for anyone to hide under here anyway. I mean, if someone could control themselves to fit, I'd be really impressed. Sounds to me like somebody has already tried at least once before. Is it now done? Yes. Maybe I talk to her again? No. I've had to open Mr. Portman's office for him a number of times before. I've also had the chance to see the inside of his office on a number of occasions too. He's got shelves upon shelves. I didn't mean to do that. He's got shelves upon shelves of sports memorabilia, trophies, and awards in it, to the point where it's almost beyond gaudy, sir. But maybe I just feel that way because I'm jealous since I don't have even a single one. Don't say that, Maggie. I'll make a special God of the Month award just for you. Thanks for trying, but I already got a mountain of consolation prizes, sir. They're proof of just how unbelievably unlucky my life has been. You have trophies. You have consolation prizes. I don't even get those. You're better than me. Plus, getting an award from you just isn't the same as getting a real award, sir. Why'd you gotta hurt him like that, Maggie? Damn. See if there's anything that I might have missed. Ticked. 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 Anything of interest? Detective Gumshoe, you look rather intrigued by something. Cared to share? It's nothing. I just know that Mr. Portsman called his partner Jim. And the detective in the Sunday night drama, All My Cops, is named Jim too. I bet one of them is a big fan of the show. You seem to know a little something of about it yourself. I take it you watch it too. Of course. The tight bond of friendship between prosecutor and detective is great, sir. But it's nothing compared to the super strong friendship we have. Friendship, detective? I think you're mistaking it with pity. How could you say that, sir, after all we've been through, too? About Miss Bird. No way she's the killer. Please don't tell me you buy into that accusation, sir. Rest assured, I think she's innocent. However, I need to ask her a few things regarding her security guard position. Well, if you're only asking, that's okay. Just stand next to her and press A. And you two can talk about whatever topic you pick. Wow. You think she's scared alone because of his last boyfriend? Maybe. Woo, 100 messages, yay. Present with Y. If you choose what to show, press Y again, you're off to go. I recommend showing different people different things. You'd be surprised what they say. I thank you for the explanation, though I don't recall asking for one. Oh, just sir, you can show me evidence in the same way too. I do believe it's time to get down to business and ask some questions of Miss Bird. Ignored again. I was wondering about the investigation. Oh, I've been waiting for this. Let a real seasoned pro teach you how it's done. A real seasoned pro? Of instant noodle cuisine, perhaps? You can always check out the really important spots in more detail, right? Yes. And if the area is too big, you can always use the right stick to take a look around. I never use the right stick, I use the left stick. Oh, but don't worry, sir, the RS command will only show up when you need it. I knew that as well. And, when you think there's a contradiction or something unusual, try deduction. First, you line up your cursor with a suspicious-looking area, and then press Y and choose your evidence. And you settle on a piece, you've got to present it with Y again. I'm pretty sure I already knew that as well, detective. Well, if you can remember all that, then welcome to the world of pros. IWA's investigator, class dismissed. All I wanted was an update about the investigation. Your prosecution badge is really tiny compared to mine, but I read this. I thought it'd be different. I listened to the detective, so I make sure I could win without having them arrested. Is that the only talent you have? Oh, wait. He said the exact same as Maggie. The victim's gun, huh? It's the same model as mine. A tool used to protect lives, yet one that can also take it away. Those who take guns in hand wield a great responsibility. I hope you understand that. I don't really use my gun at all, sir. The only time I would use this baby is when I'm fighting a hot duel with a convict looking ultra cool and showing it off to children. Ugh, you're doing so well into that last bit. I had no idea you had one of those things. I mean, I thought I knew everything there is to know about you, Mr. Edgeworth. I feel like I caught a glimpse of the hidden side of Miles Edgeworth. There's a great deal you don't know about me. At least I hope so. Alright. So, I've forgotten that I could do that. Interesting. Clicking it just makes everything disappear. That doesn't zoom in. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the events I hold?
Eureka!
There's a connection between reality and the evidence. If what Mr. Maggie Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? Huh? You know, you're right. Gunshot caught him reacting... Gunshoe caught him reading those steel samurai fix. Yeah. Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means... what, sir? It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one, at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door, but how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine these. Prints on the number plate? The prints on the number plate. They will tell us all we need to know. Everything? Really? Like what, sir? Well, for example, such as... Yay! I get to see his new sprite for this! Well, we know for sure that Detective Gumshoe's dinner will only consist of instant noodles. Wow! That was amazing, sir! How did you know? Was that supposed to be a joke to cheer me up, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, that's it. Now then, we should probably get back to what we were need to do, and that is, there's a safe behind the... There's a safe that is containing all the yaoi. Master key? Fingerprints on the master key. Well, if that's what you want to examine, sir, that was the very first thing we did. I can tell you that we didn't find any prints other than to make it Maggie's. My health! That's so brilliant, Mr. Edgeworth. So what can we deduce from that? Well, I'll tell you what I deduced. I think this means that the culprit wiped their prints off. Yes, that's exactly it. I'm glad you were able to come to the same conclusion. However, the more important matter is we need to examine these. Prints on the doorknob, I guess, because we looked at it before and they said it was wiped down, but I guess because we didn't check this door, it didn't count that. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey, you, pal. Do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So, what did you find out? There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, detective. Sir, I found only Mr. Portsman and Mr. Face prints on the doorknob. But is the key a key to the safe? So, only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's a pretty decisive. Huh? I'm lost, sir. I think logically, a certain other person's print should be on this doorknob as well. Now then, whose print should be on this doorknob?
Take that!
Oh, we already found Mr. Portman and Mr. Face print, sir. Is that so? Well, there should be one person who left their mark on this. It should be Maggie's. You know, I was tempted to say that I wanted to go to Maggie, but then the moment when I went on this guy, I was like, I wonder what happens if I say the same guy, even though they just said it.
Take that!
Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean... Yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Updated in my organizer. What do we hear? Oh, I can look down now. Basketball first. Is this basketball property of Mr. Portsman? Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match. Basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis. Although I think it's a little hard to play tennis with his ball. There isn't a point you should be focused on, detective. No, it should be focused on. Bad Mr. Postman. Someone should teach him to clean his toys up after he's done playing. I think we've reached the end of this conversation. This has been moved? What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey, how about a game? That's okay, detective. I've just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, all right, sir. I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I better take note of this. Signs had been moved. What's this? Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. I bought the 3 pieces of evidence by just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch you up later. Buddy. Looks like a note from the victim. Yeah, it's from Mr. Portsman. Complete. All my health is back. That was a lot. Poking around in this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. Huh? How so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as my logic is sound, then yes. And the mastermind behind the murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it! I knew that's actually what my logic sense were telling me too! I suspect it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir. That is anything but logical. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on Truth's door. Should we continue? Oh no, immediate. Wait, was that on the floor before? I don't think it was. Over there where the teacup set is. Mr. Portsman, I've finished processing your bloody letters, sir. Alright, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. You're just throwing it. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. What? Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. In the line of you, Mr. Portsman, we got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. Or, it's no joke. We know, Mr. Jack Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay, if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job? Huh. I can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Who'd ever thought you would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Comma, right? The legendary prosecutor who'd never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there's always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know. Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. And either way, your game is up. Well, aren't you full of yourselves? Even though you haven't yet to prove anything. Portman's rebuttal. Careful with clipboards are deadly. Yeah, I've got to prove it. Oh, wow. Don't go playing around with clipboards like that. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how many I asked do you propose I unlock the door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. Sorry, but we're not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing accusations on something. I'll show you what I'm basing my accusations on, with evidence. After I press you.
Hold it!
I like the song. My accusation is a harebrained idea, is it? Will you tell me? I'd say it is, after all.
Hold it!
Oh, and what pray tell of evidence are we even talking about here? Jim was my partner, so you can't say I have a motive for killing him. And that's it. That's not even an anthill, let alone a mountain. But it's more than enough, wouldn't you agree? No. I wouldn't kill him because he was my friend. Therefore, that's all the evidence you need. No. Might I recommend that you review your word of evidence means. It doesn't change the fact that the evidence doesn't point to me as the killer.
Hold it!
Unfortunately, I believe I already shown you how earlier. Your speculations mean nothing, as I still insist that I could not gain access to your room. What should I do now? Should I raise an objection? You claim to have had no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth? Alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot. Very well then. I'll propose that you use this to open my door.
Take that!
I believe you were able to open my door with the master key, no less.
Objection!
Oh, wait. Hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe now you did, but only on to direct. But that's right. You use your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key.
Take that!
You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Oh, yeah. I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know. But the room you had Miss Bird open at that time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination. Well, why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain that it was Mr. Portman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. See, Miss Bird backs up my story. What if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted? Ha! And how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on the doors, for example. Well, that's right, they do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you then used the other thing to give us very strong impression that the door she was opening was yours and not in fact mine. What was it that Mr. Portsman used that Miss Bird thinks that it was his room?
Take that!
What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. That's very true, sir. Because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit in front of my office, to be sure. I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture's a little far off the track. Conjecture's rebuttal. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. So he intends to claim innocence up to the end, does he? I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And as Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. It's Gumshoe, but he's not the criminal, it's this other guy.
Hold it!
A nonsense, you say? Yes, because I'm telling the truth here. That was very short, okay.
Hold it!
Using the master key, of course. Sure. You have a problem with that? That is what the master key is for, right? Perhaps we should place it in an elaborate labyrinth of some sort of people like you.
Hold it!
And what were you doing in your office? I was doing my usual training regimen. Training regimen? Were you going through your law books from start to finish? Mainly batting practice and some weights. Oh, and then I jog when I get the chance. Oh, you must be the buffest prosecutor we have. With the weakest legal muscle, it would seem. I was doing my usual workout, so...
Hold it!
I think I've given you quite a few reasons, actually.
Objection!
But none of those would stand up on their own.
Objection!
Then what about all the evidence?
Objection!
It's all circumstantial. No judge would convict on such flimsy evidence. He seems to be trembling a little bit. One little push. All I have to do is find the flaw in his testimony. After that, I was in my room the entire time. I don't think that was true, because you were there. 2:05. Would this count? Because then that would mean that he wasn't in there before the guy was murdered. I guess the letter would make sense.
Objection!
He's playing wacky sack. That was a lie. What are you talking about? How was that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note? A note? It was left under your door. What did you not notice? And right here it says, "But you're out." You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you, and what were you doing? Ah! Shall I explain in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around in my room, the very room you had Miss Bird open for you.
Objection!
That's just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made the girl open up your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way! This is proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door for you. I guess this would make sense because there's no prints on this door. But because then that would mean that she would have to open the other door.
Take that!
I had your door dusted for prints. My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't do anything. You sure are... Well, I like the song. You sure are good at wasting time. Ooh, that guitar. You're all right. I didn't find anything, and definitely not Miss Bird's prints. Her prints? What do you have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened the door, then her print would naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Further, although the prints on my office door's knob have been wiped clean off, I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time for you to give up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me, and Detective Faith found you out, possibly because he'd heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. Okay. Just like it's the pursuit theme. Yeah. I still like the song. Just what's so funny, pal? Well, I don't look a stiff serious on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me is simply too much to bear. And there's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. As I said earlier, it's also circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can really confess that I had wiped that knob down well. Eh? I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see. I don't want to touch the doorknob that you had touched, which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Yes, the voice break. Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. Now that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. Ah, but you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir. Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only just realised I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had just told you sooner. Alibi time! If memory serves, you came back to the offices around 2 AM, correct? And it was then that you had the misfortune of confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But exactly that time I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir, I'll go check on his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him around 2 AM. You see? All the evidence is to him being the culprit. Is that so? There must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Time to press everything again.
Hold it!
You are correct, it was around 2 AM. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then and make no mistake. It was 2. Ooh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2.
Hold it!
It is as you say, however. Yes, however, you were the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me you saw? It was pitch black. I couldn't see it. Couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Oh, come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh well, it doesn't matter if you don't remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit.
Hold it!
So you paid the Criminal Affairs Department a visit. Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct.
Hold it!
Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said that they saw you at around that time. See? I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve. Ugh. Impossible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sudden look on your face? Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we've reached the end of the line and it's not time to get off this crazy train. Are you there? Sir! Please escort the young lady out, but remember, be gentle. Maggie! Detective Gumshoe! Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn the situation around. If only I had a clue. Did I miss something that could help me cast doubt on his alibi? The intruder I met could not have been Portsman, then who could it have been? I need to calmly think this through one more time with logic. Whee! Logic time! Obviously I have to do something with this, but it's depending on what I need to add on to this. The intruder I met could not have been Portsman, then who could it have been? The culprit rearranged my files twice, once before and once after the murder. Why? Other than the victim's gun that I found, could there be another gun in play here? What if there are two, I hate to say killers, but two suspects here? We got the guy that would kill Jim, and then we got this guy who came in after. Maybe. I'll just do this for now. There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life. And one that nearly robbed me of my jacket, the more important item. However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person. Who shot Johnny Joestar? Which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Maybe the victim and his killer weren't the only visitors to my office tonight. Well, that's easy. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight, that would also resolve the issue of why my shells were appended twice. We know that the shells were disturbed once before and once after the murder, so it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of 2 different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder by our second culprit. Who was the owner of the second gun? If we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back...
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. He did the pose! Great. So you finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth? Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may be not the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But, sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality 2 culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean, 2? It explains both why my shells were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office.
Objection!
Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you would please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. And now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe, ransacked my shelves, and this is the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And now then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? But why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office, would be my guess. You feel like you've deleted half the game from your memory? Well, it'll stick in your mind now with me. I'll be wiggling in there. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? And he must have thought it was odd, so he came in to his office to check it out. Correct, and as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portman was not merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then... he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. If you bite that metal hard enough, you're gonna bite it in half, man. Careful. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he also had left the fake dying message behind. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There was another visitor, sir? Yes, and this other person's objective was to steal something from me. And now then, even after Mr. Portsmouth left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, if this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so, they stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize. The stolen zero file, right, sir? Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun, and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So the shells getting mixed up twice in the two bullets. It was all because two different people were doing these things at two different times. Precisely. So now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief and was not, in fact, Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant, because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit.
Objection!
What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. The scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right, it would indeed render my alibi, which was withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. It's a game where you remember a lot of the generalities but fewer of the details. I can understand that, yeah. But there is still one defining point of your argument for which I have no evidence, or you have no evidence. There's a position that I was the first visitor. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Wow. Prosecutor Portsman's alibi, part 2. The thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should put that out there, or put out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I already said, I was training in my room. But when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was sat down at Criminal Affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course. Now isn't the time to having these dead-end discussions. I don't think it's all dead-ended, but I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was there at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Woo! I like the bounciness of this song. Actually, no, I wouldn't. Why not? That's elementary, my dear. God damn it! The dying message, of course. Mr. Faith's killer was clearly left those letters on the spines of those files. And it was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them. You mean the zero files, right? And that's how we also know the letters themselves were set up and not from Mr. Faith. If the thief was the killer, do you think they would try to undermine themselves? Maybe the killer just didn't think of that either. Yes, that must be it. Maybe, just maybe.
Hold it!
Once escaped, I highly doubt a thief would linger nearby. Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after. Oh, you talk like you know quite a bit about this thief. There's nothing like that. I have no idea anything. After all.
Hold it!
But according to Mr. Faith's note... Hold on. I thought we already cleared that up. Didn't we say that Jim left that note for me in the early evening? If you have proof that he left it at a different time, say, just before he was murdered. I don't have any, no. You see? So I insist again that it was in my office the entire time.
Hold it!
Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith? Ah, that's because he was tired and he was going to take a quick nap. You know these sofas in the hallway. He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. And what of the evidence he brought? There were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant. Interesting. This piece of evident testimony seems to be crucial to let slip through the cracks. Well, that's incorrect, because we know immediately that he was given 3. 3 items.
Objection!
Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is, you fail. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read carefully. It says that Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message for you, Mr. Portsman. I can't believe it. To get tricked up by a simple arithmetic. Where is the missing piece of evidence? It's... You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe. You have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Look at him bend so much. I'm objection from a... didn't gum fuck tell you. I'm just reading chat. Kind of bothers me. It feels like too obvious for a lie for the end of the case, not satisfying for the player. Maybe. Well, don't come any closer. I'm warning you. Wrong voice. I'm warning you. This is all part of the investigation, pal. So don't even think about stopping me. No! Hey, what's this? You had this on, sir. Despite what you said, it would appear that you'd had something to hide. Why would he had something like that? There's only one reason anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to the person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. For the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. The KG8 incident? The KG8 incident? That's a police number case, sir. Does that mean this video is evidence from that case? Interesting. However, what's recorded in this isn't what's important right now. It's a signed statement that he said he did the murder. This gives the casing a thorough once-over. Like, personally, I would think that he would hide this in his personal safe, wouldn't he? He wouldn't just carry this around back to the scene of the crime. That's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood? No, you got it all wrong. Not to be confused with DL6 or SL9. No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you would tell us when and how the victim's blood found its way onto the video. Yeah, it's totally suspicious. What is the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well, there's no way to prove that. Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints. I always wondered exactly how the number led to the specific incidents. There has to be a system in Diverse that isn't random letters and numbers. For me, the way I think of it is that it goes first letter, second letter, number. So, the very first case that was probably ever recorded was probably called AA1. And then they go AA2, AA3. And then it goes through all of them until we get to the S's. And then it goes SA1, SA2, blah, blah, blah. And then SL9. That's my way of thinking how they did it. But I don't know. If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones who could belong to the I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Faith. No, impossible. He just ate his medal. He's dead. He's just straight dead. "5:47 a.m. Imagine if the gold medal here around his neck wasn't like an actual medal. It was one of those chocolate medals that's just got gold foil around it. Mr. Porters has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. And the results we got back from the lab techs and the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were also able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well. Thank you so very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills inside the courtroom. Now that it's then yeah, maybe it's all over the place. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in the murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. It was nothing, really. Compared to what I've been through, I mean, I consider myself lucky it was only a burglary and not a murder this time. And a murder this time. If it had been a hold-up or a hostage situation, I've thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person. Something tells me we would have hired, or should have hired, a different person for security detail. You know something, sir, that Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. And why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there was a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir. Forged evidence, huh? Oh yeah, this is the arc, during the arc of when forged evidence was a thing, which then culminates in, Phoenix Wright getting accused of it. And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases, not for some really vague reasons. Oh, that guy is a complete disgrace to the entire profession. We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office. Yeah, whenever we got near the topic, he just clammed up. Although we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something. This is between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes. Oh, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly leads to confidence or credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this. Huh? The Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy? I didn't say that, but rather there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. Tune in next time for the next exciting installment. It feels like a wrap-up of an end of, show. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance of this piece of evidence. It's probably this.
Take that!
The person who stole this file, the other villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it was. And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Yes? I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. It's wings with some spikes on it. It was always a thing, it was really coming out in the public at this point. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. It's the mark of the raven. A three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? That great thief everyone's talking about. Another one? Yes, it's the mark of the great thief Yatagarasu. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end. A modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Haunts Embassy. The noble Yatagarasu vigilante on the business world appears. Mercurial News Special Edition. Oh man, I'm really not liking the text on this. It's not properly, like, straight. You can see that it lifts up in some areas, when it shouldn't do that with a printer. Though we don't know how much of this about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the target. You ever questioned a third leg? Don't go there. Yatagarasu reappears. Corporate dealings exposed. The Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media, along with a single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, looks like something's written on the back. What? Let me see. It's a bunch of squiggles in a weird language that doesn't look any kind of language we actually know. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files. You could read that? The person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu. You're going to bring back the third lead bait when you least expect it. That's great, Raffatron, thanks. Yatagarasu, organization. Quite a few words are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming, for they were heralded by the incident that began to occur just 2 days ago. The end. Woo! First case done. So you're saying you wanted a preview of the next case? I mean, we can do that. Ooh. I know that outline. I know who you are. I guess I gotta bring back my German. We'll have a preview of it just to see what happens. Episode 2, Turnabout Airlines. Next time on Collections Investigations. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. Two days earlier. Oh yeah, they did change out the picture. Blood. I hope this isn't Chris's blood. Oh, it isn't even blood. It's wine. Go you! Go you! Yes, everything began high up, in the air. 9,000 feet in the air, to be precise. Thank you for flying Go You Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. What is that? Why is there a statue? Here lies Ugo Hughes, what? No, the grape juice. I meant grape juice. He's just lying on the floor. Oh, I can't. I have to wait till he gets up. I can't pause. Why is this up? Go away. For some reason I have a mouse. I have a keyboard up. Stop. Autoplay. Stop. Okay. Technical difficulties for a second then. I pressed something on my controller which apparently brought up a keyboard. I don't know if anyone else saw that, but that messed things up. So I couldn't see what was going on for a second. March 12, 6:13. G390. Okay, let me look back. Why'd I feel like I'd just woken up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Slight turbulence indeed. Currently experiencing some slight turbulence. Safety. Suppose turbulence to be expected on a flight. Though admittedly I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. What's this? A travel wallet, but it's not mine. I wish I could get out of this, but I have to wait. How did someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? My head. Why won't this headache go away? I'll take care of the travel wallet later or hand it off to an attendant. So how far do we need to go before I'm allowed to get out of this, or should I just, like, quit? Because I don't want to go too far into it. It's supposed to be just a preview. Just falls out, yeah. Here lies Ugo Q's, or Ugo. So like Hugo, but instead of putting Hugo, they put just you. From the earthquake, like turbulence to an elevator. What am I doing hesitating like this? As soon as you get control, okay. Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. I was caught in a murder that happened in an elevator called the DL6 incident, and I'm going to go over it again. For like the 4th time in games. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. Trauma is trauma, man. You can't just get over it like that. Oh, never mind. He's dead. What the? What in the world happened? I look barely shocked. Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask you that you please return to your... He's dead! Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! What? No! You have it all wrong. It wasn't me. Is he wearing all this life preserver and all this stuff in like an air thing? What? March 12th, 6:41 a.m. 2nd floor. Just casually an elevator in an airplane, yeah. I mean, I think some airplanes do have elevators. Look at angry Edgeworth in the corner down there. Everyone, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. Oh, I can quit now. And that is where we will end. Don't save, because we're going to continue and go through that again, so I won't have issues next time. All right, and that is where we will finish for today. Hope everyone enjoyed. That was great. I'm enjoying myself. I think this is actually kind of fun. I did get some achievements. Let me just look at them. I guess they just didn't pop up. I got Everything Old is New for playing the game with HD chibi characters. Doing my way, so successfully making a connection during logic without using story mode. For successfully presenting the correct evidence during a rebuttal without using story mode. Friendship or Pity for listening to Gumshoe talk in the hallway about where he thinks Jim came from in AAI Me, Episode 1. And Turnabout Visitor for completing Episode 1 without using story mode. Nice. But yep, as I was saying, thank you all for joining today. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll be back with this on Thursday. Tomorrow I'll be back with more Ghost of Tsushima, so be sure to tune into that as well. I hope you're all enjoying this. I am. I'm hoping it's going to keep going good. But we shall see next time. As usual, if you haven't already, be sure to like, follow, subscribe, bell notifications so you get notified of when the next stream. If you want to help support me, thanks to Patreon and tips. And if you do become a patron, you get an invite to the patron list here, where I give you a shout out of every stream, like I do with Hirokuni and the Swordmaster37. I thank you for the key support. I greatly appreciate you all. And we become a lawyer once more, but this time a prosecutor because it's better. And we get to point at people. But yeah, that's it for today. Y'all take care. I'm Rastus today. I'll see you all either tomorrow or I'll see you all more on Thursday for this. Until next time, thanks for joining. Bye, Rafachon. Bye, Back the Shirt. Thanks for stopping by.